Hello, sports fans. This is the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker, your source for the sports betting industry 24/7. Sit back, relax, and listen as Mr. Bookmaker highlights what's happening right now in the world of sports. So, without further ado, here's your host, Art Eftekhari.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. I'm your host, Art Eftekhari. Great to have you with us. I hope you enjoyed our last edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Remember my advice, ABB, always be betting. Make sure you're checking out our website. You know the address, www.bookmakerinfo.com. That's bookmaker-info.com. You know we have all the links to the best European and Asian bookmaker sites and United States friendly bookmaker sites. You know what we have on our website, but I'm going to remind you again, we got the Bookmaker 101 Basics, steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. Our Bookmaker Guide is available to download, and the A to Z sports betting lingo is there for you to make sure that you become an expert on this entire sports betting lingo. Alright, and as we're beginning this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast, I must say I'm very excited. And I got to make a little comparison. There's those times of the year when, maybe it's back to school for everyone, or, the holidays are coming. You're hearing those commercials with that music saying it's the most wonderful time of the year, blah, 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 whatever. Well, you know what? This coming weekend is the most wonderful time of the year for me. And why is that? Because it is time to get back into FIFA World Cup qualifying. And with that, we're starting off on bet365.com. Loads of games going on this weekend, but first to start off, on June 9th, you got Sweden hosting France. Gonna be a good match. The odds here are showing 5-1 for Sweden, 13-5 for a draw, and 8-13 for the French, Les Bleus. In all honesty, I'm looking at the standings of that group right now. I believe that's actually Group A. France is on top of that group with 13 points, Sweden right behind them with 10. And here it's showing that the French are favored to win. Not surprised about that, but my advice right there is don't count out the Swedes. They are dangerous at home. Next, I'm going to move down a few groups. Bosnia-Herzegovina will be hosting Greece. And that is a Group H matchup. Right now on that group, Belgium are on top with 13 points, Greece are in second with 11, and Bosnia-Herzegovina are third with 10 points. Let's see what the odds are saying. For Bosnia-Herzegovina, the odds here are showing 4-6, 13-5 for a draw, 9-2 for Greece. The Bosnians are favored in this one. And you know what? If I could get a message out to the national team of Bosnia-Herzegovina it would be this. Please, Bosnia-Herzegovina, find a way to win. We do not need boring teams like Greece in the World Cup. So, good luck, boys. Next, on June the 10th. This is a matchup I've been waiting for a very, very long time. You got Scotland hosting England at Hampden Park in Glasgow. But first, let me just mention the odds. For Scotland here, the odds here show 17-4. Then 5-2 for a draw, 7-10 for England. Yes, no surprise here. The English are favored. We know that. Scotland has not done very much in football in a very long time, and Scotland also has a habit of being very inconsistent. But the one thing I will say here is they'll be playing at home, and this is a match they've been waiting for a long time, and that crowd at Hampden Park is going to really make it tough on England. So don't forget to watch that match. Should be a good one in that group. That's Group F, actually. England is on top of the group right now with 13 points. Slovakia has 9, Slovenia with 8, Scotland with 7. So yeah, in simple English, that is a very, very easy group for England. But the pressure will be on, and all I know is I'll be pulling for Scotland. And also on that same day, that is June the 10th, a Saturday, in Group E, you got Poland hosting Romania. The odds here show 1-2 for Poland, 11-4 for a draw, 13-2 for Romania. Poland right now sitting pretty on top of Group E with 13 points, Montenegro with 7, Denmark with 7, Romania with 6, Armenia with 6, and Kazakhstan with 2. This game here, gonna go with the Poles. If you want to place a safe bet, I say you gotta put your money here on the Polish national team, playing at home in Warsaw, and Robert Lewandowski, he'll be ready to find the back of the net. Now, one day later, on June the 11th, it's time for you to put your trust with the luck of the Irish. And with that, you got the Republic of Ireland hosting Austria. What are the odds showing here? 13-10 for the Republic of Ireland, 21-10 for a draw, 11-5 for Austria. So the Irish are slightly favored, but I like the way they're playing lately. That's in Group D. Serbia's on top of that group with 11 points. The Irish also have 11, but Serbia is edging them out right now on goal difference. Wales is followed with 7, and Austria also have 7. So like I said, that should be a tough match, but I think the Irish will prevail at home. And also in that same group, you got Serbia hosting Wales. And I just mentioned before that Serbia are on top of the group. So they'll be hosting Wales in Belgrade. The odds here are showing 7-10 for Serbia, 5-2 for a draw, 17-4 for Wales. And you know what? I hate to have to mention this, but when I'm looking at the standings, the Welsh so far, 1 win, 4 draws. You know, they got to the semifinals of Euro 2016. They were selected as a seeded team for this group, and right now they're in 3rd place. And I'm not trying to be negative. I actually really like pulling for Wales, but with the way things are going, I think you're kind of seeing Wales, taking a few steps back, maybe seeing their ranking drop a bit, and I think the Serbians will be very, very tough to beat in Belgrade. And the next game I want to highlight, also on that same day, you got Iceland hosting Croatia. The odds here show 11-4 for Iceland, 11-5 for a draw, and 21-20 for Croatia. I like this matchup a lot because it will be played in Reykjavik, and this is Group I. Croatia are on top of the group with 13 points, followed by Iceland with 10. Iceland was definitely one of those feel-good stories of Euro 2016, making it to the quarterfinals. Croatia are favored in this match, but I think Iceland will definitely give them a run for their money. So I just want to say, with the way Croatia's been playing lately, they look good, they're tough to beat. They have not lost a game yet. They've scored 11 goals and have only conceded 1. And with Iceland, they've scored 8 and conceded 6. I think I got to go with Croatia here. They got a very solid defense. And before we continue with more World Cup qualifying action, make sure you are checking out our website. The address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. Make sure you check out our Bookmaker 101 Basics. You could find out the steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. Our Bookmaker Guide is available to download. Make sure you read through it at least 2 or 3 times, so that way you can become an expert on this entire online betting process. Don't forget. Next, let's check out 888sport.com. That's www.888sport.com. And for this region of World Cup qualifying, we're checking out CONCACAF, North America, Central America, all that good stuff. Let's see what's going on. All 3 of these games will be on June the 8th. First, you got the United States hosting Trinidad and Tobago. Let's see what the bookies are saying here. 1-10 here for the United States, 15-2 for a draw, 15-1 for Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, I know the United States did not get off to the best start for World Cup qualifying, but they will not lose at home to Trinidad and Tobago. Mark that. Next, you got Costa Rica hosting Panama. What are they saying here? 49-100 for Costa Rica, 13-5 for a draw, 6-1 for Panama. Be really tough for Panama to even pick up a point on the road. Gotta go with Costa Rica here. Yes, maybe I'm being a little boring, but with these matchups, I'm going with the home teams. Then you got Mexico hosting Honduras, 11-50 for Mexico, 21-5 for a draw, 12-1 for Honduras. Yes, I'm going to say it again, going with the home teams. Be really difficult for Honduras to put up a big fight in Mexico. Well, I guess maybe I got to be a little honest. If Honduras put up a similar show to that one where they were destroyed 6-0 by the United States in California, then I think we'll see a similar score in Mexico. But overall, I think the Mexicans will be ready to take care of business, so I think El Tri should find the 3 points. Next, we are still on the topic of World Cup qualifying, but now let's see what's going on in Asia. I had to do a lot of searching to find the latest odds from the bookmakers, but luckily I found Dafabet.com. That's www.dafabet.com. And first, I actually want to start with Group B for this final round, or I guess you could say the current round of Asian qualifying for the 2018 World Cup. Now, in the standings here, you see Japan are on top with 16 points. Saudi Arabia also have 16, but Japan has them on goal difference. Next, Australia with 13, United Arab Emirates with 9, Iraq with 4, and Thailand with 1. The reason why I'm mentioning Group B first is that Australia are actually going to be playing Saudi Arabia early. That's June the 8th, due to their participation in the Confederations Cup. That's for Australia, obviously. The payout is actually showing 1.38 for Australia, 4.52 for a draw, and 7.45 for the Saudi Arabians. As we can see here, Australia badly need this match, and they are heavily favored against the Saudis, and I think I'm going to go with the Aussies, or, the Socceroos on this one. Next, you got Iraq versus Japan, so that game will be on June the 13th. The payout here shows 6.22 for Iraq, 3.80 for a draw, and 1.52 for the Japanese. That game will actually be played in Iran due to the security concerns of Iraq hosting games in their own country. And with this one, Iraq have not been very impressive. They only have 4 points so far, and Japan are just on a mission. They want to seal early qualification. And the other match for that same group, also on June the 13th, Thailand hosting the United Arab Emirates. The payout here shows 4.41 for Thailand, 3.39 for a draw, and 1.79 for the United Arab Emirates. I think the Arab Emirates will definitely take that one easy. Thailand only 1 point so far in qualifying. They're probably going to put up a fight at home, but I'm not expecting that big of a fight. Now, on to Group A. First, let's take a look at the standings of Group A. Iran are on top of the group with 17 points, followed by South Korea with 13 points. Next, Uzbekistan with 12, Syria with 8, China with 5, and Qatar with 4. And I must say, it was really hard for me to find the odds for this group as well, and I still was not able to find the odds for the first game that'll be taking place in that group. And actually, Iran will be hosting Uzbekistan on Monday, June the 12th. For some reason, they had that game pushed up one day earlier. Why? I have no idea. Anyway, like I said, I was unable to find the odds for that game. But for this game, it'll take place in Tehran at the always intimidating Azadi Stadium. And a win for Iran will clinch a spot in the 2018 World Cup in Russia. And the interesting thing about these two teams is that the last 3 times they have played each other, it has been the road team that has won 1-0. It'll be interesting to see if that trend will continue. But if you want to get my opinion, after all, my nickname is Mr. Bookmaker. I'm saying go with Iran. I think they should be able to find a way to win and have a party that will last at least a week. As for the other games in that group, they'll also be taking place on the 13th of June. First, you got Syria against China, and that game will be played in Malaysia. As you all know, Syria have been hosting their World Cup qualifiers in Malaysia due to security concerns. Why are they hosting games much further away? Well, ask the Asian Football Confederation. Anyways, they'll be playing against China. The payout here shows 3.60 for the Syrians if they win, 3.21 for a draw, 2.04 for China. And when you take a look here at these odds, it's showing that China's favored. I find that a little tough to believe because Syria have been very, very tough to deal with. Maybe there's some injuries, but they already did beat China in China a few months back. So I think you got to go with the Syrians on that one. And then Qatar hosting South Korea. Payout here shows 3.58 for Qatar, 3.28 for a draw, and 2.02 for South Korea. The South Koreans obviously want to make their road to Russia easy. They don't want any drama, and I see them being able to take the victory pretty easily against Qatar. And with that, everybody, it is time to wrap up this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Always nice to have you with us. Make sure you are checking out our website. That's www.bookmakerinfo.com. That's bookmaker-info.com. Make sure you check out our Bookmaker 101 Basics, as well as our Bookmaker Guide that's available for download. Remember, I want you to become an expert with this entire online betting process. Thank you for listening, everybody, and make sure you enjoy those World Cup qualifiers.
This has been the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please show some love by subscribing to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. Till next time, this is Mr. Bookmaker over and out.